portobello mushrooms. Welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad you could join us. Fred came home with 3 portobello mushrooms. I guess we're going to fight over one. I'm going to stuff these. I thought you might like to see how I stuff mushrooms. And these have been washed. They still have a little brown stuff coming out of the gills. So, to stuff them, pop the stem off. I don't throw the stem away, I just pop it off. And then let's clean these gills out. This is a grapefruit spoon. You probably could just do it with any spoon. But I like to get these black gills off, and that I do throw away. Okay, I'm going to wash these. I'm sorry, to me that's just yucky. I'm going to throw that away. I don't even want to give that to my chickens. I'm going to wash these and meet you at the stove. Well, I have melting here a good little knob of butter, maybe 2 pats, and I've chopped up those little mushroom bits and a half of an onion. I'm going to turn that down on a really low heat and let those simmer just a little bit. Well, I have here a bowl full, probably too much, but a bowl full of soft breadcrumbs. This was day-old bread, but I didn't toast them or anything. It's just breadcrumbs. And I've just put in about a 1/4 teaspoonful of minced garlic. Add just a little sprinkle of salt. And the onion and mushroom stems that we just sauteed. And I'm going to stir that around just to see how much liquid we need. I'm going to add, probably that's about an ounce of chicken broth. You know, we have some of that melted butter. And then if I had fresh parsley, I would be adding fresh parsley, but I actually don't have fresh parsley. But I have some nice dried parsley. And I'm going to sprinkle in a healthy sprinkling of dried parsley. And if you have fresh, I recommend. And I'm going to add a little freshly grated Gruyere cheese. You could use Parmigiano Reggiano. Sorry, I had little bitty pieces. You could actually use any kind of cheese you want, but a little bit drier cheese probably works the best. And I'm going to leave these little chunks in there. Just because why would you ever waste any cheese? Let's test this. It's going to stick together. Okay, I have here a small cast iron skillet. You can use any kind of baking dish you want to. And I'm putting a little olive oil on the bottom. You can use clarified butter if you like. Then I'm going to turn over my mushrooms, and I broke one while you weren't looking, but I'm going to try to repair it. And I'm going to brush the bottoms with the olive oil, or again, clarified butter. Get them covered good. Then I'm going to sprinkle them with salt. A good sprinkling. See, I broke one. We're going to sprinkle the inside. We're going to brush the inside with the olive oil. And then we're going to stuff them. Now you saw, this is very plain stuffing. But there are many, many things you can do with this if you'd like. For instance, instead of the chicken broth, you could open up a can of crab and put the crab and the crab meat juice in there. That would work. You could also have chopped shrimp. Anything you want to put in here. If you want it more traditional, like Thanksgiving, you could add sage in addition to or instead of the parsley. And almost any herbs are going to work. You could add a little thyme, you could add some rosemary. But we're doing these kind of plain. I am going to top it with a little piece of cheese though. So, sorry, my camera angle is not great. Because this is not a studio, this is a kitchen. Now this is kind of dry and kind of messy. But I'm going to stuff these in. It's kind of dry on purpose. You know, the mushrooms are going to have all kinds of liquid moisture cook out. You just want this moist enough to stick together. And let's see if I can do a little repair work there on the one that I broke. This recipe would have done 4 mushrooms. And that was about 4 cups of breadcrumbs. Okay, one more step. We're going to drizzle some olive oil on top because we want to get a little browning and crunch on that. And then we're going to put these in our skillet. And I measured ahead of time that this would hold 3. I have my oven heated to 400 and I'm going to put these in for about 20 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, I'm going to take them out and put a little grated cheese on top because I don't want that to burn. We'll be back. Okay, that's 20 minutes. I have some little tiny pieces of cheese, not grated, just little tiny thin slices. Gonna stick that back in the oven for about 5 more minutes and let those melt. Be right back. Stuffed portobello mushrooms. And I'm gonna take a bite of this one that I wrecked. Yeah, and by the way, the last 5 minutes was not on bake, it was on broil, so that I could brown and crust up that cheese a little bit. I love those crispy breadcrumbs with just a hint of garlic, the olive oil and the butter both. When you take them out of the oven, drizzle just a little bit of butter. And this is so wonderful. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. Hope to see you again tomorrow.